Hey, hope everything's going well with you today. Today we will be working on triangle pose and we'll be flowing into a half moon pose. If these are postures you're not used to, maybe perhaps grab a block. If you don't have a block, I recommend just working in a different practice. If that's something you're interested in, we'll begin in a child's pose. So either way, if you want to have the knees together or knees wide apart, we'll begin to drape the torso forward, reaching the hands out towards the front of the mat. This is our moment to come to ourselves, to come to this present place, to come to that awareness of being. By reconnecting with the breath, we find contentment within ourselves. We acknowledge that it's okay to be here. We are allowing ourselves to find stillness, to find inner peace, and to find a space where we can mentally detox all those thoughts that have just been running amok in our mind. Time to challenge self-control and contentment. Practice where we focus upon the breath, moving slow and steady. Deepening the inhales, extending the exhales. We do this with a little bit of control. As we slightly take control of the breath, you begin to acknowledge presence. Maybe there's a tense feeling, a rushed heart or mind. Continue focusing upon the breath and allow yourself to become at ease. Moving on, we come forward. We're going to bring our bellies down upon the mat, scoot our legs out. We come into a Sphinx pose, just reversing that spinal effect. Here we begin to recognize the breath still, taking slight control of the inhales and exhales. Begin to bring our palms towards the sides of our chest, coming into Cobra pose. We're going to do a few lifts here, so pressing into the tops of the feet, activating the legs. We're going to press into the palms. Inhale, lift our torso up. And exhale, lowering down. A few times here. Inhale. Activating the glutes, we lift ourselves up. And exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale. Reaching up. Exhale, coming down. Moving on, we come into tabletop position, curl the toes, press yourselves up. Knees are underneath hips, hands are underneath shoulders. Let's rock forward and back a few times, working into the wrists. Feel free to move your spine however you would like. Creating fluid movements, moving the water around, the lymphatic fluid. Working into the spinal column. You can create gentle waves, maybe circles. However, focus a little bit more attention upon the wrists as we begin to warm those up. Let's point fingertips to point towards the outside of the mat. Begin to rock forward and back. Moving with grace, moving with freedom. Do what feels natural to you. However, maintain a focus on pressing the palms and the fingers upon the mat. Point the fingertips to face towards the back of the mat. They don't have to go all the way there. As the palm stays pressed down towards the mat, we begin to lower ourselves back, stretching out through the arms. Broaden the shoulders, lengthen the neck. And ever so slightly as you lower the hips towards the heels, we peel the palm of the hand up off the mat. Coming back into tabletop, we're going to reach the right heel up off the ground, bring it close towards the right glute, and then let's begin to create circular motions with that right knee. Working into that hip joint. This will be preparing us for half moon, triangle pose. How flexible the hip. Gives you ability to lift that left leg or right leg up, depending on which side you're on. Let's begin to switch directions of the circle. Maintain breath control, fluidity and movement, connecting breath with the movement. Switching sides, right knee comes down. We curl left heel towards left glute, and then begin to work that left knee around in circular motion. Palms of the hands are pressed upon the mat. The hips should stay equal distance apart. Switching direction of the circle. It's really these mundane, these practical movements that do so much more for our bodies than anything fancy. Let's begin to drop that left knee down. Coming back, child's pose. Reach the hands out. Then we're going to walk our hands forward, bring hips up over knees. We're going to do a slight variation of puppy pose. Torso comes down. We still maintain strength within the spinal column, so it's not dropping down. You want length through the torso. Walking hands back. Let's come now to begin to sit upon the heels. Knees stay pressed upon the mat, shaking out wrists. Maybe there's some tension there. We're going to begin to create a little bit of side twisting here. Arms come out to our sides, palms flipped, face the sky. Begin to rotate, open to the right, and then gently open to the left. Maintaining breath control. Syncing breath with movement. Acknowledging the subtleties of this moment. Allowing yourself to be calm. Noticing the thoughts that come. Allow yourself to become present. Acknowledging how it feels to be in this space, in this place. Maybe you have a restless mind or restless heart. It's time to become patient, to practice contentment, to calm the sensations of the body, coming back to stillness, coming back to center. Hearts come to heart, hands come to heart center. Let's come up with the hips over the knees. You could untuck the toes if the heels are hurting a little bit. We're going to create a slight back bend coming into camel pose. You can take the palms of the hands, reverse them, plant them behind the low back. Make sure you activate the glutes as you begin to lower yourself back. Activating core. Go to your degree. You do not want any pain in the spine. If you are flexible enough, you can begin to bring your palms down upon to the heels. Remember to maintain breath control, allowing yourself to become present. Coming out of that posture, we make our way back to tabletop position, ever so slowly, ever so gently. Once you find tabletop, acknowledge the spine. See how it feels after that camel pose. Maybe there's tension in the low spine. Begin here now to work it out, maybe waving through the spine back and forth. If there is tension in the spine, acknowledge where that is and be careful before going into a posture like that. Maybe take it easy. Check in with the breath. Recognize where you are. Don't allow the ego to drive you further than where reality needs you to be, lest you hurt yourself. Coming into natural tabletop, begin to lift the knees, downward facing dog. We're going to work into the spine here again. So find a wide stance in the downward facing dog. Maybe the feet are a little bit further out than normal. We're going to roll the spine forward, coming into plank pose. As you enter into plank pose, you really want those shoulders above the wrists. And then the legs should be fully extended back. Without moving the feet, without moving the hands, we lift the hips back up. Downward facing dog. Maintain posture with keeping the hands and feet where they are. We're going to flow through this. Roll into the spine, plank pose. Then rolling back, hips come to the sky, downward facing dog. Syncing breath with movement, maintaining physical awareness. And then slow down. It's so challenging to slow down in this life. We could think we want so many things that at the end of the top of the mountain, we will reach that desire that we hope to attain. As if that which we attain will fulfill our wanting. But yet, the more quickly we obtain that which we desire, the more we want. When you come back to the present, you find contentment, you find the inner peace, you find a stillness, removing the restless mind. You're going to recognize that here, where we are, is what we've always been looking for. It's just a matter of practicing presence so that you could come into a peaceful place in that presence. Let's all meet now in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift hips high. Exhale, walk feet to the front of the mat. Coming into flat back, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bend knees, lift hands, coming up. Reach to sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. Finding a gentle mountain pose. Connecting with breath. Inhale, reaching hands to sky. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, Blinkasana, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, or Cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach hips high. Exhale, walk feet towards hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend knees, reach to sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. Take a moment, take a breath. Exhaling it all out. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back, coming in, Chaturanga. Upward facing or Cobra. Downward facing dog. Maintain downward facing dog. We're going to lift left foot off mat, three-legged dog. Reach through that left heel, reach it long, hips are parallel, we're planted in the hands. On the exhale, we bring left knee towards chest. We plant left foot down. Drop right heel towards mat, flatten it out, we come up, warrior one. Connecting with that breath, finding ourselves in the posture. Opening up, warrior two. We're going to work now into the triangle pose, half moon variation. So if you have a block, bring it towards that left side of the mat, potentially inside that left foot. Straightening out left leg. We find length through that left leg. Begin to fold from that left hip crease. Torso stays long. We plant left hand down. You don't want to really bend through the torso. It should be nice and straight. There should be a long line through the crown of the head. Right foot is planted strong. You can always scooch that right foot in just a little bit here. Bringing right hand now to right hip. We bend left knee. Begin to walk that right foot in just slightly. And then plant left hand down either on block or floor, and then lift right leg up off the mat. Right hip should be over top left hip. Long line through the spine. We're pressing strong through that right heel. You can begin to lift the right arm up off that right hip, extending through crown of head. Find ourselves in Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Really connect with that balance, that presence in this place. Coming back to the breath and stillness in such an intense posture. If you fall out, come back to the breath. Be gracious to yourself and move back into the flow with awareness, with presence. Begin to bring the right toes down to meet the left, right hands down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend knees, reach up, press through feet. Exhale, palms to heart center. Take a moment in mountain pose to take another inhale here. Exhale, letting it go. Take another moment just to center yourself, to relieve any anxiety, to relieve any tension, bringing yourself back into balance, back into stillness, slowing down. A lot of strain can cause us to speed up, cause us to chase after more. When we find ourselves adopting the uncomfortable places as part of life, as part of the practice, we become content with what is, no longer seeking that which is not. Reaching to the sky, inhaling deeply. Exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing or cobra. Then downward facing. Find a moment to resituate yourself. We're going to flow to the other side before winding down to the end of the practice. So maintain focus and presence as we near the end here. Reach right leg up, three-legged dog. Press strong through that right heel. Notice how that feels. We'll be mimicking that through the left heel in triangle pose, half moon. Bringing right knee towards chest. Planting right foot. Left foot plants down. We come up, warrior one. You know where we're going from here, so if you need the block, situate it as need be. Connecting with the breath, finding ourselves in the pose. Feeling the body, we open up hands, warrior two. Reach long, stretch tall to the crown of the head. Feel the grounding sensation in the left foot. Begin to extend the right leg now. Reach long and strong through that right leg. Left hand comes to left hip. Begin to fold from the right hip crease, reaching long through the torso. placing hand upon block or floor. You could always use that shin, just try not to put too much weight, really any weight at all upon the leg. Maybe opening left hand towards sky. So here, find the length through the torso. It is a strong pose, very much activated in the core, the back body. Reaching through the crown of the head. We'll mimic this when coming up into half moon. So bring left hand to left hip. Bend right knee slightly. Walk in that left foot ever so gently before leaning forward, planting right hand down, lifting left leg up off mat. Coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Whenever you feel ready, you can lift left hand up towards sky. Your gaze is always another point of contact, so begin to look at the floor if you feel out of balance. It'll help you stay secure. Remember, always coming back to that awareness of breath, the presence of being here and now. Those left toes are pointing towards the left side of the mat. You're really pressing strong through that left heel. Standing out of the crown of the head. Lengthen the neck. Just a few more moments here. Maintain presence and discomfort. Begin to work left toes to meet down with the right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend knees, press through feet coming up. Inhaling. And exhale, palms down to heart center. Good work. We find ourselves at the end of the practice. We're going to work down into a final meditation. So begin to allow yourself to clear the mind of any tension, any stress that was created in those postures. Notice how it feels to be present, to be rooted to the ground. Finding contentment in the simplicity of just being here, connected with the breath. Whenever you're ready, we're going to make our way down to the mat. So bend the knees generously, hips lower down ever so gently. Once they reach the mat, find extension through the spine. Maybe grab a hold of the knees. Extend through the crown. Take another deep breath there. Then allow yourself to roll down upon your back, extending the legs out long. We enter into our final corpse pose. Take a moment just to find presence. Perhaps you're still restless. This is a chance to reconnect with the breath. Allow it to soothe you into being at peace here. Maybe take a moment to consider what it is that's calling you elsewhere. Maybe just speak over it, saying it's not what you need right now. what I have found in my own life is that by releasing certain desires, there's so much more knowledge and wisdom that begins to arise. So much more happens in the spiritual when the physical realm is no longer wanted, no longer chased after. There's always more wisdom that will come to you as long as you're willing to allow it to. This takes patience. This takes contentment. And it takes being present. Acknowledging that which is going on within the mind and the heart, and in the existence that you are in. Begin to bend the knees. We're going to roll ourselves up to a seat to close out the practice. So before you leave, take a moment just to settle into that presence of being. To allow the restlessness, the wanting, to no longer be who you are. But when you leave this moment, to leave this mat, you will be present off the mat just as much as you were on. So that your life will become more intentional, and through intention, you'll be able to obtain the things the Spirit is asking for you to do. Thank you for taking time today and joining me. I wish you well and peace of mind. Namaste.